Hello everyone and welcome to Sab's English Fun Letter number 17 with my fun mug. So let's have a look at some pretty cool English, shall we? This is what it looks like, number 17. We'll move right into it. And don't forget, you can translate everything by clicking on this button or this button. So for example, here is part 1, Sab's introduction. You can click on English and you can turn it into French or anything else you like. There you are. You can see 3, 2, 1 is bonjour, English fun fans. I've changed it a little bit. You now have 6 sections: introduction, the daily fundle, adventures in language, quick quiz, words in the news, photo of the week. Click on one of those and you go direct to that section. Sab's introduction, my latest news, and learn some new vocabulary. Hello fun English fans, and welcome to the last fun letter in March. The clocks went forward this week in France. In other words, when you wake up on Sunday morning and the clock says that it is 9 a.m, it is really now 10 a.m. This is not always a nice surprise. You lose an hour of your day. Of course, in the autumn, the clocks go back. So when you wake up on Sunday and the clock says it is 9 a.m, it is now only 8 a.m, and you can stay in bed for an hour more. That's not so bad. In English, we have an expression to help us remember this. We say spring forward, fall back. Spring can mean jump, and it is also the season between winter and summer when the plants start to grow again. So in the spring, the clocks jump forward 1 hour. In American English, they use fall to mean autumn, the season between summer and winter. Often when we fall backward. So in the autumn, the clocks fall back 1 hour. But why do we change the clocks anyway? In summer, the days are longer and the sun rises early in the morning. Many people are still in bed for an hour or more after sunrise. This was considered a waste of daylight. So we put the clocks forward and start our days an hour earlier to make use of this extra daylight. You can see in this picture someone, not me, he has more hair, looking at the sun. Is the sun rising or the sun setting in this photograph? Good question. This also means that the sun sets later in the evenings. The evenings are lighter later. Children can go home from school safely in daylight, and companies don't need to use electricity to light their offices before people go home from work. In effect, we borrow the first wasted hour of daylight from the morning when we are still in bed and lend it to the evening when we are still awake. And that, my friends, is the story of daylight saving time, DST, or British summertime, BST, as we call it in the UK. Have a bright day, everybody. And please join the Facebook group here and share your ideas on daylight saving time. Do you like it or not? You can write some text or you can make a video. Here's a quick quiz. When do the clocks change in Britain and Europe at the moment? A, at the beginning of March and the end of October? B, at the end of April and the beginning of October? Or C, at the end of March and the end of October? Pause the video and make a choice. So you click here to see the answer and there it goes. In the UK and Europe, the clocks change. C, at the end of March and the end of October. I love it when I have an extra hour in bed in the spring, but I hate it when I lose an hour in the autumn. What about you? Let's go back. And here is our vocabulary. Spring, a noun, the season between winter and summer, when the weather becomes warmer and the plants start to grow again. Spring as a verb, to jump or move somewhere suddenly. Fall in the United States, American English. Autumn in British English is a noun. The season of the year between summer and winter, when leaves fall from the trees. Fall as a verb, to move down towards the ground without intending to, like this, crash. Forward is an adverb, towards the direction that is in front of you, forward. Backward is an adverb, towards the direction that is behind you. I'm going backward. Sunrise, a noun. The time when the sun appears in the morning and the sky becomes light. Sunset as a noun. The time when the sun disappears in the evening and the sky becomes dark. Waste, a verb. Use too much of something or use something badly when there is a limited amount of it. Save, a verb. To keep something to use in the future. Borrow, a verb. To use something that belongs to someone else and give it back later. Lend, as a verb. To give something to someone for a period of time, expecting that they will then give it back to you. Don't forget, if you want my 7 lessons for €7, then click here and you will go to rainbowenglishschool.org and you can see all of my exciting stuff that you can invest in for your English. Click on the pink button and you'll discover 7 lessons for €7. The Daily Fundle number 2. Play my fun word game and learn some cool new things. So you can actually click here and play the game itself. If you click on the green button, you go to dailyfundle.com and you can play the game. So for example, you have 6 clues. For example, the oldest ones date from the 1300s. And you type the word in here. What could it be? Guitars, guitar, maybe. Does that come from the 1300s? You click submit and it tells you if you're right or wrong. Is it guitar, the oldest one from the 1300s? And it says, oh dear, you're not a red fundler. And then there's a second clue, okay? They are used in several styles of dancing. In the newsletter, you can do it more quickly. The oldest ones date from the 1300s. Clue number 2. They are used in several styles of dancing. Now stop the video and think about this. Clue number 2. 3. They are made of wood. Clue number 4. Some people hang them on the walls as decorations. Clue number 5. Workers used them to protect their feet. So maybe there's some sort of shoe. Clue number 6. They originated in the Netherlands. So do you think you know what the answer is? And here is the answer. Clogs. Shoes made from wood or shoes with a wooden sole. Sole is the bottom part. And if you click here, you go to the Fundle's archives. Adventures in language, number 3. This is where we look at idioms, metaphors, proverbs, expressions, and oddities, crazy English. And this is about plurals. 1 mouse, 2 mice. 1 house, 2 𝙎𝗓𝗓𝗏. Plurals in English are pretty simple, aren't they? You just add s to the noun, don't you? 1 pig, 2 pigs. 1 cow, 3 cows. Easy, you get the idea. Except when it isn't easy. This poem gives you an idea of just how crazy English plurals can be. If you want to say this with me, you can. If you want to try to say it yourself, you can. Why English is hard to learn. We'll begin with box. The plural is boxes. But the plural of ox is oxen, not oxes. 1 fowl is a goose, and 2 are called geese. Yet the plural of moose is never called meese. It's difficult already. You may find a lone mouse or a house full of mice, but the plural of house is houses, not 𝙧. The plural of man is always men, but the plural of pan is never pen. If I speak of a foot and you show me 2 feet, and I give you a book, would a pair be a beak? If one is a tooth and a whole set are teeth, why shouldn't two booths be called beeth? If the singular's this and the plural is these, should the plural of kiss be ever called keys? We speak of a brother and also of brethren, but though we say mother, we never say methrin. Then the masculine pronouns are he, his, and him. But imagine the feminine, she, shiz, and shim. So that's a funny poem. Try practicing it. It'll drive you crazy like me. So here's a little game. Now, stop the video and do this exercise on the webpage, funenglishlessons.com, in the newsletter section, and then you can see with me. So, one person, 6 people. 1 goose, 4 geese. 1 child, 2 children. 1 fish, 2, you can say the answer, 2 fish or fishes. We don't use fishes much. 2 fish is normal. 1 cactus, 2 cacti or cactuses. Cacti is from Latin, I think. 1 cat and 1 dog. 2 cats and 3 dogs. This is regular. You add an S here. 1 foot, 2 feet. 1 mouse, 2 mice. Like this. Here's my mouse. 1 mouse, not 2 mice. 1 woman, 2 women. 2 women. 1 sheep, 3 sheep. It doesn't change. 1 man, 2 men. 1 oasis, 2 oases. It's with water, actually. I didn't have any water in this picture. 1 hippopotamus, 2 hippopotami, or 2 hippopotamuses. That's a good word. Hippopotamuses. Everybody. 1 tooth, and 6 teeth. How about that? So try to learn those and do the quiz again. You want to go for more crazy English, click here and you'll go to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is my website for amazing crazy English. It's not for language learners, not necessarily. It's for anyone who loves English. It's funny, it's crazy, it's curious. I think you will enjoy it. Section 4 is 1 question quiz, a 1 question quiz. And if you click here, you hear me say this, but I'm not sure if you'll hear it, so I'm going to read it. It's the quick quiz number 91. This is in Paris, also called So look at the picture. Can you see the sun here in the bottom left? Is it A? This is midday in Paris, also called, no, sorry, hang on. Yeah, A. We'll get there. This is midday in Paris, also called sunrise. B. This is sunset in Paris, also called dusk. Or is it C? This is dawn in Paris, also called sunshine. And the answer is B. This is sunset in Paris, also called dusk. Sunset is when the sun goes down, and dusk is when the sky gets dark in the evening. So they're very similar. Sunrise is when the sun comes up. Dawn is when the sky gets lighter in the morning. And midday is the middle of the day, and sunshine is sunshine. If you want more of these quizzes, click here. And you've got 90 other quizzes if you want them. You click here, you get the answer. Number 5, words in the news. And this is vocabulary from news stories. This is from the BBC. Have a look at this picture. What do you think? Italian art experts astonished by David statue uproar in Florida. The Florence Museum that houses Michelangelo's statue of David has invited teachers and students from a Florida school to visit after an uproar over an art lesson. So Florence in Italy inviting school teachers and students from a Florida school in America to visit. The school's principal quit after a complaint about a 6th grade art class that included an image of the statue, a picture of the statue. A parent had complained the image was pornographic. Cécile Holberg, director of Galleria dell'Accademia, has now issued the invitation to the class. She said the principal should be rewarded, not punished. The incident has left Florentines and art. Let's start again. The incident has left Florentines and experts on Renaissance art bewildered. Ms. Holberg said she was astonished, stating that to think that the David statue could be considered pornographic means not only failing to understand the Bible, but Western culture itself. I cannot believe that actually happened. At first, I thought it was fake news. So improbable and absurd was it, she said. Here are the definitions. Astonished, adjective, very surprised. Uproar, noun, a situation in which many people complain about something angrily. Pornography, noun, magazines and films and pictures showing naked people or sexual acts that are intended to make people feel sexually excited. Does this picture have that effect on you? Not me. Reward, verb, to give something good to someone because they have worked hard or behaved well. Punish, a verb, to make someone suffer because they have done something bad. Bewildered, adjective, very confused and not sure what to do. Fake news, noun, false stories that appear to be news, spread on the internet or using other media, usually created to influence political views or as a joke. And in the presidency of Donald Trump, we heard a lot about fake news. Absurd, adjective, stupid and unreasonable or silly in a humorous way. And that brings us to part 6, the last part, the photo of the week. Of course, it's one of my Paris photographs in this case. One of my passions is taking photographs and writing about Paris in France and the Lake District in Britain every day. And here is this week's photo. There it is. So I want you to describe this photograph in detail using great English, please. Your best English. What can you see? Where is it, do you think? What time is it? What's the weather like? Can you see any people or animals? What are they doing? What are they wearing? How do they feel? Do you like the photograph? Would you like to be there? All right, so let me describe this spontaneously with you. In this photograph, I can see a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a man behind the woman in white. 6, 7, 8. There's a woman on the left. And I think there's another person wearing a green scarf. I think it's quite cold because they're all wearing big jackets and the women are wearing scarves. This woman is wearing a sort of beige scarf. This woman's wearing a white, sort of grey scarf and a green coat. Someone is wearing a green scarf. The men are wearing blue jackets. This woman is wearing a white coat. And most of them are wearing blue jeans. And trainers or sneakers if you're American. I think they're in an old city. Well, I know they're in Paris. I can see a very old church in the background here. And I know that this building on the left is the Louvre, the museum in Paris. So it looks like they're on a bridge, I think, because I can see it's a pedestrian bridge. There are no cars. And I can see the railings here. And I think I can see down below is probably the river. So I think they're on a pedestrian bridge in Paris. I can see a man who's leaning down and he is picking something up with his hand. He's picking up, I think it's a matchbox. And I think this is a game. So the man with his back to us has put something underneath or under one of the matchboxes. And the people, I think the man is trying to guess which matchbox the ball is under. And if he guesses, he probably gets money. He wins money. and if he doesn't guess correctly, he loses money. The little thing on the ground is bright red, and the matchboxes are blue, I think. A lot of people seem to be curious. This woman is looking at what is happening. This woman in white is looking. This woman in green is looking to see what is happening. And these two men are looking. The man in the middle here is looking away. He's not looking at what's happening. So would you play this sort of game? I wouldn't play this sort of game. I am sure I would lose money. That's why I don't play these sort of games. I'm not sure who these people are, if it's a real game or if they are tricking people. Anyway, that's a photograph I took on a bridge in Paris a few weeks ago. Do you like the photograph? I quite like the photograph. It's an interesting moment in Paris life. So that is my description of the photograph. I hope you liked it, and feel free to share your description in writing or spoken. You can record a video, why not? And share it in our fun Facebook group. And that is the end of Sab's English fun letter number 17. I hope you liked it. I look forward to hearing your reactions. I hope you learnt lots of English, and I will see you again soon for my English fun letter number 18. Don't forget, you can click on the green button there and try out 7 fun English lessons for €7. Okay, take care, folks. I will see you again soon for another fun English lesson. Bye-bye for now, and happy learning.